Welcome to this Wisdom Wednesday, episode number 74. We're going today to talk about this quote from Chief Seattle, which says, "All things are connected. Man did not weave the web of life. He is merely a strand in it. Whatever he does to the web, he does to himself." Now, it's turbulent times in the world. And with this civil unrest piled on top of the people who are stressed out because of the pandemic, I kind of hope and pray that today's episode might just add some peace into your awareness. And I want you to remember what I always say. My motto is to live in harmony with the infinite wisdom that dreamed you into being. Now, we all dreamed ourselves into being with intention and with purpose. And I truly believe that the main purpose we all came here for was to have a grand adventure on this beautiful planet Earth. And then we had secondary purposes after that. And all of this, of course, is seeped in deep theories and massive amounts of written and recorded and passed down through generations about why are we here. Well, this episode today will be but one little seed in the message of time of those theories. Now, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Carrie Fox, and my main mission in life is to be a constant reminder of our infinite wisdom connection, and also to share my belief that we each came here to have a grand adventure, but we get sidetracked. And I have to think that you will agree that right now, that's an extreme understatement. Now, for the last few years, I've been working a lot with women who feel wounded, women who are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I help them get their mojo back. Now, today, I'd have to say that applies to many, many people. And today, my focus is going to be on a much higher view. So let's get started with that. Now, if you've been following my work at all, you know that I created these images to help people better understand who they really are. I have several in-depth trainings and courses available, so this is just going to be a quick overview of the concept. Now, this image that I'm showing you right now is an image of a 3D human being, planet Earth, you or me, and that's the part in the yellow. And that we have a lot of us have some knowledge of the fact of that there might be a God or a higher power or some spirit that is bigger than us, that we might be a child of God. Now, this puts that into a much more accurate perception. That the God, universe, source, all that is cosmic consciousness is huge. It's infinite. And that part of us, that little sliver that's separated from that cosmic consciousness to become us, the 3D human being on the planet Earth, that which was dreamed into being, is just a little sliver of that. And together, this 3D human beingness that we're aware of, and this infinite power of consciousness that we aren't always aware of, became co-creation partnerships, helping to create the world that we live in, the one that we experience. So with those cornerstones set, let's go ahead and build today's temple. This is a quote by Albert Einstein. He had a way of looking at what I just talked to you about. He said, "Nature shows us only the tail of the lion. I do not doubt that the lion belongs to the tail, even though he cannot at once reveal himself because of his enormous size." Again, looking at the small 3D us, and that small 3D us is really causing a lot of trouble on the planet Earth right now, and has many times previously in our history. So, how would we act if we truly believed that we are one, that we are a part of the cosmic consciousness, I don't know, I'm having trouble with that word today, of the universe and of all that is? If we lived in a way that respected the co-creation partnership perspective that I talked to you about a moment ago. Now, if you are someone who is thoughtful, who meditates or visualizes, I encourage you to write this sentence down. How would you act if you truly believed we are one? And try to find a half an hour, sometime today, where you can ponder and try to answer that question from your higher perspective. To understand that we each fully have a part in creating the world that we experience. It's all actually kind of accepted as a dream. The emperor dreamed he was a butterfly, dreaming that he was an emperor. So it really expands the thought of dreamed into being, dreaming and dreaming that we are dreaming. Now, I know this slide has a lot of text on it for one page, and it may be hard for you to read. So let's read it together. This is a quote from Ram Dass. When you go into the woods and you look at trees, you see all these different trees. And some of them are bent, and some of them are straight, and some of them are evergreens, and some of them are whatever. And you look at the tree and you allow it. You see why it is the way it is. You sort of understand that it didn't get enough light, so it turned towards the light. It turned that way. And you don't get all emotional about it. You just allow it and you appreciate the tree. But the minute you get near humans, you lose that perspective. And you're constantly saying, you are to this, or I am to this. That judgment mind comes into effect. I call that your out of control ego, if you follow any of my teachings. So I practice, again, from the quote, I practice turning people into trees, which means appreciating them just the way they are. We could all do that. Now, seriously, what will it take for you to do that? To appreciate and accept someone just the way they are? Because I love you just the way you are. To have empathy and understanding and acceptance, to forego the need to want to change them. And I understand this isn't easy, but I also understand that that you can do this because you have choice. Now, I do have a personal exception to the rule. If what you choose to do harms others. Now, this credo of mine was recognized over 20 years ago when a man in the privacy of his own home was playing his music a little too loud and playing his bongo drums along with the music. What brought this to the attention of everyone is that he was naked and that he was famous. Now, the rest of the details of this story are not important. What is important was that instance helped me solidify one of my core beliefs, that as a human residents of this planet, we have freedom as long as what we are doing does not affect anyone else, especially does no harm to anyone else. Example, if you want to be in the woods naked, which by the way is your natural way of being in the world, it's human being man who created clothes, you have that right. If you do that on a city street where there are other people, especially children, you don't have that right. Which brings us to some of the current conditions. The pandemic. If you don't want to cover your nose and your mouth when you're at home or with family who agrees with you, no covering, that's your right. No one's trying to take that away from you. But to be where there are other people, where you are going to be in contact with other people who you could infect, you don't really have that right morally. Or if you want to stand peaceably and share your dislike about something that is happening, you have that right. But if you add to that breaking into someone's store or their home or doing damage to their business, you do not have that right. Now, the basic concept, or this basic concept, is how societies and communities came up with the theory of creating rules and laws to protect us, to protect the others. I'm sorry that I have a cat that wants my attention in the background. So again, laws, rules, regulations, in my opinion, came into being as we evolved, trying to help people understand that you have the right to do anything that you want for yourself, but you do not have the right to hurt someone or in some way injure someone else. So what I hope to relate to you today was that we all came here as a split apart from cosmic consciousness for our own personal grand adventure. That we are all connected in that web of life, that cosmic consciousness, and that we can all have an effect on the energy field that we live in. And I hope something that I said today gave you a little assurance or planted a seed of concept that you might be interested in. If you'd like to keep in touch with me, please like and follow me on Facebook. It's Harmony Enterprises with Carrie Fox. And if you want to learn to be more calm and intentional in creating a peaceful life, I will be doing a 21-day meditation project coming up very soon. The exact date has not been assigned yet. Trying to juggle a lot of things. But to be put on the wait list for this 21-day project, you can contact me at meditationproject@harmonyenterprises.net, and I will put you on the wait list to be notified when registration opens for that 21-day meditation project. I'm really excited about it, obviously. Again, that's meditationproject@harmonyenterprises.net. Or if you'd like my Feel, Love, Nurtured, and Supported book, it's an ebook. It was designed to help those who are experiencing loneliness or dis-ease or fear during these troubled times. Just email me at feellovedbook@harmonyenterprises.net, and I'll make sure to give you the link so that you can have a copy of it. Now, I did have this planned for next week, for next Wisdom Wednesday. But just this morning, after my meditation, I had to change that. So the topic illustrated in this image will actually be for June 17th, which is episode 76. I literally have not had time this morning to create a new image or title for next week's episode, but it will be based on one of my core values that I have embraced all of my life. A core value that I see as a foundational cornerstone of what has come to be, once again, the basis of our human society. So until next week, thank you for joining me today. And please remember to live in harmony with the infinite wisdom that dreamed you into being. And remember, if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, it's time to get your mojo back. So bye for now.